Shalom Yashar Allah. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and infinite glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and to the apostles at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to Yehovah Akim that are out there laboring, that are pushing this word in truth and in sincerity. This is your brother Amar from the GMS Boise, Idaho camp, coming at you with a lesson reminding you to take care of your bodies as best as you can in this polluted society. Understanding that everything that we're going to eat is polluted. We're eating bread defiled among the Gentiles. But this is just a reminder, to the Jakes that are coming across this truth and may not know how bad eating pork actually is. As you can see, this is going to go into the negative effects and straight killing you and implanting your whole body with parasites if you eat pork. This is why it's important to do cleanses, take care of your body, work out, get plenty of sunshine. These are things that you're supposed to be doing as active all the time. And most importantly, you are what you eat. And that is a very true saying. This is an x-ray of a person infected with worm parasites from eating raw pork for years. All those vein-like things you see are worm eggs that get stuck in soft tissue of the body, every single one. So this is a very disturbing video, and I should have had another video because I have one where it's showing the parasites of someone showing pork underneath a microscope, and you can see actually all the cyst eggs and little spheres and worms in the meat already. This is the article talking about the picture that you saw. This is called trichinosis, also called trichinosis, is caused by eating raw or undercooked meat of animals infected with the larvae of a species of worm called trichinella. Infection occurs commonly in certain wild carnivores, meat-eating animals such as bear or cougar, unclean animals, don't eat them, or omnivorous meat and plant-eating animals such as domestic pigs or wild boar. Garbage disposals, unclean animals that you shouldn't be eating anyways. When a human or animal eats meat that contains infective Trichinella larvae, the acid in the stomach dissolves the hard covering of the cyst around the larvae and releases the worms. The worms pass into the small intestine and in 1 to 2 days become mature. After mating, adult females lay eggs. Eggs develop into immature worms, travel through the arteries, and are transported to muscles. Within the muscles, the worms curl into a ball and encyst. They come into that capsule, become enclosed in a capsule. The life cycle repeats when meat containing these encysted worms is consumed by another human or animal. Now, so if you're eating another animal that eats other animals, a carnivorous animal, more than likely you're getting something with trichinosis. And these worms that are in this trichinella worms, they're called, and the larvae. So that's exactly what you're seeing right here. Zoomed in, you're seeing all these cysts and worms that are stuck. And this is why also people get dementia. There's a picture that we have in our camp sign that shows a pork worm infested brain that looks like spaghetti that you set on somebody's brain, and it's actually in like a glass cylinder that you can see, but it's disgusting, man. And this just goes to show you how much parasites are in there and why it's important to follow the scriptures. This is Leviticus 11:7 talking about the dietary law of not eating swine. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean to you. Because he just eats everything. It doesn't chew. It doesn't not picky about what it eats, and doesn't eat a garbage disposal. And that's a reason why these damn Edomites went and sacrificed their unclean beasts on our altars in the time of Maccabees. This is 1 Maccabees 1:47. I'm going to go back. Salaki Akim. This is 1 Maccabees 1:45. And forbid burnt offerings and sacrifice and drink offerings in the temple and that they should profane the Sabbaths and festival days. And this is what the Israelites and the other Edomites were doing to the righteous Israelites to get them to go away from their customs. This is what they were doing, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, making them take part of the Bacchus ceremonies, making them take part of athletic Olympic games, butt naked, build gymnasiums. It talks about it in First Maccabees, the first chapter, around the 10th verse. But one of the things that they did to desecrate the altars that we couldn't sacrifice to our Lord anymore after it got desecrated was sacrificing swine's flesh. And this is First Maccabees 1:47. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrificed swine's flesh and unclean beasts. So that's what they were sacrificing to their deities, their false idols, the devils, man, that they worshipped. First Maccabees 1:48, that they should also leave their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation. So, the ceremonies, spiritually calling upon their God, not praying, not being able to take part of their high holy days, not circumcising themselves. That was a sin. That was a crime unto death under, the four generals of Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great. So this is just a thing that Jake needs to understand, that it's so bad for you to eat these things. And if you've ever read 2 Maccabees chapter 7, going into the 7 brothers that were killed one by one, you would understand how important it is that we would die to not eat pork. And now you got Jake in the world that would die if they didn't eat pork, man. So that's why this place needs to be cleansed, and the 2/3, they got to die. They got to get the reset button put on them, because there's no way that they're going to change their ways unless they come back saying goo goo gaga, getting taught the right way from a toddler, from a baby, from an infant. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. If you didn't know, now you do, because this is exactly how bad it is. Trichinosis worms. Lord willing, this is edifying. To elect, shalom.